Hey y'all, hey, it is Sunshine, and I want to talk about the astrology of Michael B. Jordan. He has been trending because of, the movie that he did, Sinners, and he won some awards from it. And people have been in the comments talking about how is he still single and his ex-girlfriend ruined him. He just, doesn't want to be with anybody anymore. So I was like, you know what? Let's take a deep dive because I didn't realize he is 39 years old. And it seems like this might be the first time he's won what they used to call the SAG Award. So, and he's done a lot. He's been in a lot of movies. He's been on the scene since he was young. So the fact that this is his first time winning that, I thought that was really interesting. So I really want to get into his chart and let's just see what's happening, what's going on, and yeah, let's have some fun. So the first thing that I want to do is look at his natal chart, of course. Now, I'm not going to go through this in extreme detail because we can be here all day because I have several charts to look at regarding him, but I just want to kind of get an idea of his energy. And this is his Placidus chart, and he is Virgo rising. And we know how Virgos are. They're very detailed. They're kind of the perfectionist of the zodiac. So he does everything with precision, as we know. He takes his time to get things right. But his sun sign is an Aquarius, which is very different than that Virgo energy. So when you first meet him, you may get this Virgo type personality, and then this Aquarian side will come out. Um, he's a moon in Cancer, so can be very sensitive. I mean, very in tune emotionally. So that is really, really amazing. And it's in the 10th house, which will come into play later when we talk about the career. Um, he does have, Mars in his seventh house here. Let me get my pointer. So Mars is here in the seventh house in the Placidus chart, indicating that he may go after, more aggressive or assertive type women, women who are ambitious and who has a little bit more drive. So, we'll get into that a little bit later, but that can indicate that. I'll also look at a couple of other charts to confirm that or to see if that's actually true. He does have Venus here in Capricorn, which is a very um, Capricorn is very serious. It's about business. So relationships are a serious thing for him. Very serious. It's with Neptune, so there is a little bit of it makes Capricorn a little bit more softer and it's about, soulmate kind of energy. They want to merge with their person. But luckily the Capricorn is there to kind of bring some practicality to that. It is oppose the moon, um, which can make it a little bit even more sensitive, I guess, or even more in tune or emotional. So let's see here. You have the sun in the fifth house, and that's typically about, fun, creativity, those type of things. You have the moon in the 10th house, which is about the public and about the career. Again, this is the Placidus chart. So we will take a look at the whole sign chart as well as the Hindu chart to get more information from that. One thing I will note here, you have um, Pisces on the seventh house, so which is very interesting because you have Pisces as the descendant, which traditionally Jupiter is the ruler, and then I have this Mars here. So it's like, okay, these are two different type of women or two different type of people that you may be interested in. So I will have to dig into that a little bit deeper. And also his midheaven is Gemini, which the ruler is Mercury here in the sixth house. So the type of career would be communications, right? It's very mercurial type of energy. So that's one of the things that I will look for when I'm thinking about, career things. So let's look a little bit further into this. So this is his Hindu chart, and we will notice that just the same as his, I guess, Western chart, the Placidus chart that I was looking at, his ascendant is still Virgo and his midheaven is still Mercury. And that's because his ascendant was, I believe, 26 degrees or something of that around there. And this will show that it's because of the degree difference with the Hindu and the Western chart. It's going to be the same. So it'll probably be a lot of the same information or reiterate the same information. Usually, when you see an ascendant in the Hindu chart where there is this, under or three or under degrees, so 0, 1, 2, 3, the person probably was born premature. So that's something that is in the books about those ascendant type people. So let's see. His ascendant ruler is still Mercury, and it's in the sixth house. So that indicates that, again, that Virgo type energy is extremely important for him. Um, it is, he is definitely it's about service. It is about detail. It is about precision. And he wants to serve other people in some kind of way. So that will be extremely important in his life, in just his personality as well as his career, because it also rules his midheaven there. So let's see. Sun, again, is still in the fifth house. And this house is about creativity and it is about fun. It is about, performance. And one of the things here, when if I think about career, so okay, that gives me, look at the midheaven and the ruler, and that still doesn't give me any specifics about what this person may do or what their talents may be in. But when I look at the fifth house and then in the third house, these are this is the third house is about the arts too. So music, dance, drama. The fifth house is a creative house as well. And those houses are connected because a ruler of the fifth is in the third. And so that is an indication, another indication that there's something about him that likes to be performing or in the arts in some kind of way. So that would be something that we would definitely talk about, especially with the sun being there as well. Um, you have, let's see, I mean, the moon here in the 10th house, I mean, the public is, him working with the public is going to be um, a big thing as well. So you'll tend to see people that have planets in the 10th house, especially in the Hindu chart, they will be noticed and seen by the world. They will interact with the public in some kind of capacity. So he definitely brings that emotion to anything that he does, and he invokes a lot of emotions in people on the screen, just in pictures with women. He does really well with the women, with the moon being in the 10th house. So you have Jupiter here, which is in its own sign in rulership, which would make me think like, okay, relationships are great. I mean, that's a great thing to have. And then Jupiter also makes an aspect to his first house, which now it throws an aspect to placement that is not strong for Jupiter. it's obviously in detriment there. But nonetheless, it does um, throw that. Another thing I want to point out, you do have um, what we would call the South Node, Ketu, the Hindu system in the first house, which can make somebody a little bit different. I'm going to say different. When you see it's not really close to the ascendant. If it was really close to the ascendant, people may be a little bit peculiar, right? Like, okay, that's a different kind of person. They may be very, very spiritual. His isn't that close to the ascendant, but it is in the first house. So there may be some different things about him or some, unorthodox things that about him if you were to really get to know him and meet him that you may find out. But Jupiter is there. Jupiter is a spiritual um, planet, so it could be some type of it's a spiritual in nature, but this also gives indication of the significant other, the women or people you are attracted to. Um, and you would think by this, like, oh, things are good in that area. Nope, Mars is there. Mars is right there, which damages. It can make it difficult in the relationship department. It definitely is one of those they would consider a divorce aspect. So they would, say, hey, you need to marry someone that has the same Mars placement, which certain placements in the Hindu chart with Mars does indicate divorce. And so if you marry somebody that same placement, then oh, maybe it'll work out. Or you just wait till you are a little bit more mature and you've learned some things in the relationship department and you may tend to pick better spouses or better persons. Um, so that is there, which can indicate some struggles in the love department. So that's why we may see him, at 39 years old, single and not in a relationship. I'm not even sure what his longest relationship was. I don't know if it was Lori. That was what, a year and a half. So yeah, but this does indicate he can fall pretty quickly. Like Mars is quick. Mars is like, hey, let's get this going. Let's do this. So it does indicate some struggles. Jupiter does enhance, or Mars is enhanced because of the Jupiter aspect, which Mars rules the eighth in the third house, again, the arts. So, those houses get some beneficial energy because of the aspect with Jupiter. Unfortunately, Jupiter is not um, great only because of the aspect of Mars. So the fourth house and the seventh house is not as great. The fourth house is good because Venus is there, so that helps with home, mother, and those type of things. His mother sits high up there, so there's good things there. So that is the Hindu chart. So let's go into the next slide. So let's look at the transits that happened on March 1st and to see why this may have happened or his career has steadily risen and this was, I'm sure, a major highlight or peak of his career to win this last week. And so let's see here. We we have I mean, there was an eclipse. It was a little further from the sun, but I've seen, although it was 8 degrees, you had a solar eclipse there. Um, that probably, hey, that probably helped there. And I mean, we're going to have another eclipse this year directly on the sun. So, I don't think we're done. We're not done with some things. There's also there was an eclipse yesterday that was on his Mercury. Now that was a lunar eclipse, but it is the ruler of again his first and his 10th house. So those eclipses did happen there. I mean, you see Venus very close to the seventh house, which I don't usually give a lot of weight to the quicker moving planets with regards to transits, but just the fact that that happened on that day was a very beautiful thing to happen for him. So, not a whole lot with the transits. Jupiter isn't going to come all the way back to the moon, so that's not going to impact that there. There were eclipses, to Jupiter, I believe last year. So obviously making the movie and those type of things came into play there. So again, not a lot of major stuff, but I mean eclipses are powerful, y'all. Like they pack some punches. They really do pack some punches. Let's pay attention here to when I think about what's coming next for him. I'm going to pay attention to this Saturn here because Saturn is going to square his Venus. And so that'll be interesting to see, we won't really know because it may be things that's internal going on with him in regards to relationship or love life. But I'm sure he's feeling that energy. Let's see, is there anything else here that I want to point out? I don't think anything right now. I mean, he just got over, um, Saturn going over that descendant. So, definitely some lessons in the love department. You know, um, Maybe just healing from a lot of things and just working through a lot of things. So hopefully, he is in a much better space and knowing what he really wants, what's going to work for him, and being able to choose and identify a great partner for him. So that is definitely some work that I'm sure he was definitely doing. So this is his progress chart. Interesting things. So the sun. The sun changing signs is huge. It is huge. I mean, you see a lot of things with that. I mean, those are pivotal points in people's lives. I mean, that could be career, that could be relationships or marriage. It could be, becoming a father or a parent for the first time. I mean, it's a lot. So that if he was in my office, a year or so ago, we would have talked about this sun changing signs and this being pivotal. And it, changed signs and it's in his seventh house. So, but it's been there for a couple years now. And actually should have looked to see if it was there. Um, let me see, I think him and Lori broke up around 22. So that's about 4 years ago. So it would have probably just been hitting his descendant. Yeah, like so definitely signals some relationship stuff happening when it crosses descendant, but definitely, a lot of changes just in general um, with the sun changing signs. In Aries, it is strong. Okay, it is exalted in Aries. So, baby, I'm gonna bring this up later. It is on and popping for him. It is on and popping for him. Okay. You also have Venus, that is progressed Venus on his natal sun. Beautiful, 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 beautiful aspect to have. Definitely feeling all the love. Definitely definitely feeling the worth, right? And just feeling the worthiness and the confidence and all of the great things. When you see a Venus and Sun aspect in a progress chart, yes, he knows he is the man. He knows. He has, if he didn't know it before, he is feeling it and knowing it now. So kudos to you, Michael. Kudos to you. That is a beautiful aspect to have. So, I mean, his MC, now that changed, probably about a year and a half or so ago. So, um, another thing to pay attention to is the ascendant sign will be changing in about another year and a half. So that'll be interesting to see kind of what happens or comes up then. So that is his progress chart. But just wanted you to see how, you know, when you get recognition for certain things or big things happen in your life, progressions are usually they're usually involved. So yeah. Now I did want to take a look at the whole sign chart just because I love doing perfections. And he is 39, so he is in a fourth house perfection year. And the fourth house is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is here in the seventh house. So the fourth house and the seventh house, because Jupiter rules the seventh house as well and it's in the seventh house, will be important. So because it is also with Mercury, guess what? It affects the first and the 10th house as well. And then you have Saturn here, um, that will be impacted. And so then you have the fifth and the sixth house that comes into play. So all of these things are happening. So I am curious to see what's on the horizon in his love life. I wish I could be a fly on the wall because I know it's something brewing, Michael. I know it's something there. Maybe you're just not sharing it because of, the past. But mm, yeah, I need you to come on out and, tell us what's been going on, okay? So, something interesting that I want to point out, and I'm bringing up the relationship because the next slide we're going to get into his previous relationship, and I just want to go into that because I do think some things are on the horizon with his relationship, and so I want to look at his past relationship. But when he broke up with Laura, when they broke up, I don't know who broke up with who, but when they broke up, he was going through a 12th house perfection year. So that was in 22. So 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So that's how I get there. So the sun rules that house, and it was in. So it would come down to okay, the sun is in Aquarius. Um, the ruler is Saturn, all of those things, and that's how you can possibly see that there was some um, things happening there. Now, transits would have given us more of a like what's happening here, what's going on during this time that these two were breaking up. I'm not going to get into that, but excuse me, but just wanted to show you how you can look at the perfection to see what's at play, what will kind of be the focus for that year, and see if this will be a more positive year or not. And again, you do that by looking at transits, looking at solar return charts, all of the things that I will not get into right now. But I have done that in previous um, videos, so please go back and look at those so you can see how to do that. So we are going to look at Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. Oh, I thought they were the cutest thing happening. I did not realize they were 10 years apart though. Like, I mean, maybe because he looks so young. I did not, realize that. So when they broke up because they were in different places in their lives, that I can understand and see that. I mean, what, 4 years ago, he was what, 35? So yeah, at this point, he's like, hey, he's probably trying to figure out how to settle down and, want to start a family and all of the things. And she was only 25. And she still wanted to have fun. But girl, listen, let me tell you, I think you're approaching 30. You are beautiful. And I know you got options, but you don't want to. There are some people that have come out, some celebrities that said, that they regret not settling down and not having kids. But if that's your choice and you want that type of lifestyle, I commend you for it. But I don't want you to waste a lot of your youth trying to have fun, and then all of a sudden, time has flown by and it's a little too late now. Don't nobody really want you. Just, just saying. Just be mindful of that. But I want to get into their synergy because it was really, really interesting to look at them. Um, and I'm really shocked that I'm kind of shocked that they broke up. So let's get into it. Okay. So I say I'm shocked that they broke up, but there's some similarities and I see why they were, a match. And why there was so much love there. But I also wonder if, she wanted a different type of guy. And this is why a lot of times you really can't just look at signs, because I mean, he is a Pisces descendant, and her moon sits right there. It is like, oh, this is my person. I think he thought she was his person. He was committed. He was ready. He was down. Okay, he was down for her. Like he was there. But the moon on the ascendant, you think that person is this is the one for me. He has a moon sign in Cancer, so a water sign. So they were definitely, understanding there. Um, they both have their Venuses in Capricorn, so there was some understanding there as well. Let's see. She is a strong Capricorn. I didn't realize that, you know, she had a lot of Capricorn energy um, in her chart. The interesting thing is, when we get into aspects, his uh, Saturn in Uranus squares her moon, which could be a challenge. Definitely could be a challenge. She has this Mars, Saturn, and Venus T square, which is on his Venus, which could make it a challenge too, for sure. Um, his Venus is with Neptune, which is like I said before, that soulmate kind of energy and just love being in love, practical, serious, but just want to merge with someone. She has the Venus and Mercury together. Now she does have Neptunian energy, so she understood that because her sun is with Neptune. So it wasn't too far-fetched. It's also with Jupiter as well. So, she had that quality in her um, as well. So I can understand and see having similarities. I mean, with them. It's Now it takes more than just that. I will have to do a deeper, deeper dive, but I did just want to kind of look at their chart to be like, let me see, let me see what's happening here, what happened. So I think it really did come down to, she wasn't ready. He was really attentive, I think, very attentive, all in, probably catered to her. And I don't know, because of the people that she was used to dating, that was, some people just don't appreciate that. And, I don't know her. I can't, I know people make comments about, her and all these things, but obviously, we can look at her chart and maybe I will do a deep dive on her and her past relationships, and get into her chart at another time. But maybe there is something, within her that, and it not maybe, when you see Saturn and Venus, there are some things there. There are definitely some things there. So there is no maybe to it. So it's sad that things did not work out between them. I think he was all in. I think he would have gave her the world. He would have did everything for her. I think he would have been faithful. I think he would have all of the things. I think all of the things he definitely would have done. So, um, you know, who knows what may happen later, but I think there's some things on the horizon for him. Now, I know she was dating somebody else. I'm not gonna get into that other person and disrespect Michael on this particular video, but there is some interesting dynamics there, which I don't think she chose as great, of a connection that she could have. Um, but this one here is it's not terrible. But hopefully she has done some work as well and is maturing. And I really hope Michael finds somebody that is more, um, committed to him and willing to, you know, work on the relationship and, build a life and future together. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully he finds that. So what's next? I mean, I talked about, how the seventh house is activated. So I definitely think there's some things going on for him, um, in the relationship department. I think, with the sun changing signs in his progress chart, definitely want to continue to do well in the career. I think he's going to keep giving us, you know, and surprising us with his roles. Yeah, I think, yeah, he has some things, some great things coming. Um, so I think, relationship, career will continue to be, the focus. Um, so good luck and congratulations to you, Michael B. Jordan. I am rooting for you. Oh, I hope that you find a love that is as beautiful as your smile, sir. No, but I really, hope, and I love love, and I want people to find their person, and so I do wish nothing but the best for him. I'm glad he achieved, what he set out to achieve, and I think the stars are very bright. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Nothing but love and light. I will keep trying to put out other ones. There's another, person or couple that I want to get into next. So watch out for that video coming soon. Peace, love, and light. Mwah.